hope you are having a fabulous week. It is wonderful to see you all here. Thank you for joining us on our Stampin' Game Night workshop night. I gotta get my game night lips on. There we go. That is good. Maybe we'll add a little gold shimmer for tonight's game activities, because lip gloss makes everything better. And this is like pretty lip gloss. Okay. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have never joined us for game night, don't worry, I will explain everything. Be aware that if you would like to play bingo with us tonight, you do need to be registered. You can still do that. The registration is still open. I've got some packets left and I would love to get rid of them and have them go to fabulous new wonderful homes just for you. Here, now my office is clean. Thank you all who are loving my shirt. I love this too because it says, not to like be all busty on you, but it says sunshine. That's me, a little ray of sunshine, right? And then, hold on, I have to text my husband something really quick. Okay. All right. I'm going to hop on my YouTube really quick on my iPad, just so we are good to go there. And like I said, I will explain how everything works, so don't worry. It is going to be a good night. I have some really great projects for you. And whether you have the stamp set I'm using or stamp sets that I'm using or not, you will enjoy our packets. Oh, I do believe we have a visitor coming. There she is. She's kind of on the list tonight, if you know what I mean. Can I take her? How's she doing? She's still alive.
She's still alive.
She's still alive, yes.
It's a good thing she's cute.
Yeah. Oh, did you just burp? Excuse you. Yeah, she didn't sleep more than about 2 hours at a time last night, so that was super fun. Yeah, eat that. Eat your foot, not me. She's been doing a lot of this biting, which we're kind of sick of. Yeah, bite your own foot, not me. She doesn't really bite hard too often, but oh! Uh-huh. Yeah, oh, so pretty. She got herself a new little tag. And she's just kind of on our list. She's been barking too, which we don't like either. Our old dog Sophie would bark like once a day on a busy day.
And that's only if Bacon was on the line.
Bacon or a UPS delivery, which, let's be honest, that was pretty regular. But this one, you are a barker. Yeah, no licking on my makeup. I just put it on. Can't take it off yet. Yes, she is getting so big. Definitely growing up. Oh, really? Okay, and we're done. So there you go. Thank you. All the ladies say thank you. Be good for your daddy. Yeah, she's just been, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I don't think she'll be a watchdog, really. I think she will be more of a like a make best friends, allow people to steal everything we have kind of a dog. But yeah, she's had a couple puppy timeouts today, by the way. Yeah. if you know what I mean. And that she left a mark on my hand. I just seriously love her and am so thankful she's so damn cute, because we would be having some words otherwise. We have been having some words. Last week, I know some of you have probably heard me talk about this, but last week my husband was out of town for work, and oh my gosh, I thought I was not going to make it through the week because it was a lot. It's a toddler who bites, and she just is always looking at stuff, always getting into stuff, always trying to eat stuff. So we've been spraying like that bitter stuff on stuff, which actually works pretty well, but she is pushing the boundaries, let me tell you. So last night I had to laugh. We took her for a walk at like 9 o'clock last night because she just was full of energy. And it's so funny because when she walks with us, she will look behind to make sure we're still there. Just so dang cute. But then we went to bed and she woke up. So we put her to bed at about 10. She woke up at about 12:30. And I woke up thinking, oh, it's got to be like 5. It was 12:30. And then she was up at like 2 and 3:30 and 5 and 6 was when I believe we finally gave in. Or maybe there wasn't a 5 in there, but anyway, there was a lot of getting up last night and we were definitely over it. She has been sleeping through the night. I don't know. So last night was just a rough night. So anyway, here's hoping tonight goes better. I guess I really must have blocked this out. I don't remember Sophie being this bad, and Andy said she was. But yeah. And yes, she did have tummy issues because she's had the Rhea all day. You're welcome. Only once, no, twice in the house. The rest was outside. Anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much longer because we got to get this show on the road because Mama's got to go to bed. I got a busy week coming up. I got my team coming into town for On Stage. I'm so excited. We're having a gathering at a hotel here. We're going to have so much fun. And of course, we've got game night. I've got, today I was working on getting projects finalized for my Sunshine and Creativity Delivered boxes that go out next week. And oh, so much fun stuff is happening at the Creativity Game. So I'm very excited. Anyway, so like I said, lots of fun stuff happening. I'm trying to see where I'm trying, oh, here. No, that's not my live. Hold on. I'm trying to find my live. You would think it would be pretty easy for me to find that. You'd be wrong. I struggle to find it sometimes, but I'll get on here in just a second. Oh, I bet I can go to our Facebook page and find the live link. Seriously, it's hard to find your own video live sometimes. I don't know why. Oh, I'm laughing because as I'm getting on Facebook to look at this, it's my friend said my puppy ate her Stampin' Mist bottle. That's funny. I know her. Okay. There we go. Okay. So if you have never, Kathleen said you haven't been sent the email for the next Sunshine box. Can you email me that and tell me exactly what you mean, so that I can help you? The box with the snowflakes goes out next week. So yeah. All right. But please, Kathleen, email me so I can take care of that. All right. Okay. So here we are. So like I said, if you would like to play bingo, there is still time to register. If you click the little see more or the little arrow next to the title of my video, you can find the link in the description of this video to register, and you can still get in on it. And if you have registered late, as in I printed the registration list off about a half an hour before I went live. So there were a few of you who registered kind of late. I do have your registration, so don't worry about that. But if you, I think Jan Berry said she registered late. Well, let's see. Jensen, I think I did. Yep, you're on here. You're good. And Janet Berry, I have yours right here. So I'm going to quick write it down. And then we're going to get started. It is going to be a great night of stamping. I'm pretty excited about my projects. And I've got you down, Janet Berry. You're all set. And then if you are watching this video on the replay, then you are welcome to register for game night packets, because the packet all on its own is a great deal. And I would love to have you join us for some great projects. So you do not want to miss the packet, because it's the best part. And oh yeah, we're playing bingo. All right, so how this works is we're going to make 5 projects tonight. And in between each project, we'll play a game of bingo. So make sure you have your numbers ready. If you don't have them, before we play our first game of bingo, I will go grab anybody who's missing their numbers really quick before we play, and you can get them. Otherwise, they were in the confirmation email that you were sent when you registered. And then how it works is, as I call numbers out, you're going to comment when you have one of those numbers. So you chose 5 numbers when you registered. So if I call 17, you're going to comment B if that was one of your numbers. And if you have 2 of them, you're going to comment BI, and so on and so forth. And yes, you're all set. So don't worry. And then somebody just asked for their numbers. Let's wait till right before we play, because I'm going to make a card first. We do have some really great projects tonight. So I'm going to flip my camera around so I can show you the contents of your packet and all the awesome stuff we're going to make tonight. We're going to do a little watercoloring, which is my favorite. And it's going to be awesome. So yay. Okay. Yeah, and sorry, I thought my system would send you a confirmation email, but it must not have. But yes, you are all good to go. Anne is actually on my team, and she earned a free registration tonight as part of one of our incentives that we had last month. So congratulations to you, Anne. Everybody give Anne a clappy emoji hands if you can. So tonight we are working with 3 sets. I've got the Inspired Thoughts bundle, which is a gorgeous bundle with some coordinating dies and stamps. We've got the Joyful Life stamp set, which is just stupid cute. I'm sorry, it is. There's no other way to describe it. And you know what? A set I didn't really think I would like. And the least favorite image of mine is the pig. And now it's my favorite because the card we're making tonight is ridiculously cute. I did case it from somebody, but it's really cute. And then finally, the Words of Cheer bundle. And this one is one that I kind of waited for a while to work with. And oh my gosh, I love this. So we're going to make a couple of really cute projects with this one tonight. So I hope you guys are ready for some fun stuff. Now, if you don't have these bundles, you can add them to your registration. If you're already registered, of course, and didn't add them, you can also order them from my online store. And when you spend $50 in my online store, you do get the All-Star Tutorial PDF for free, which is a gift from me. It's normally $15, so it's a great deal. And this month, our All-Star Tutorial focuses on the In Symmetry stamp set, or the Sweet Symmetry suite of products from the annual catalog. So it's a really good tutorial, by the way. Okay, so I am going to get the ball rolling with our first card. So your packets are going to include some great stuff. We've got the metallic pearls, some linen thread, because you can never have enough of that. a Post-it. No, you won't get the Post-it. A package of Fluid 100 watercolor paper. As I mentioned, we're going to do some watercoloring tonight. And then a quarter pack of the, oh, I always forget this. Beauties, I don't know, this paper. But inspired, no. Beauty of the Earth, final answer, paper. Now, I know I've given this recently, but honestly, this paper is so awesome. And when you see the projects, you're going to be all aboard with it. Or all on board with it. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. All aboard. That's something else, Dina. Okay, so you're gonna pull everything out of your packet in one pile because this is the order in which the projects will go. Now, if you are registered for game night, you'll get a tutorial PDF with all of the project photos and instructions. So when your packet arrives, you will know what to do with your packet. So you've got 2 pieces of cardstock in here. One is going to be a light weight. This is scrap. And then one is going to be thick cardstock. This is for our first card. And our first card actually has a couple of options that you can do. I'm going to demonstrate the watercolor one tonight, but I believe on Thursday I'm going to demonstrate an alternative non-watercolor version. So just be aware of that. So we're going to start with this thick paper. So make sure you've got the thick paper. You can tell the difference just by, feeling it, or when you bend it, it's pretty easy because this is much more flexible. So we want the thick because that's going to be a sturdier card base for our card. And we're just going to give that a good crease. I like to use my bone folder. And we'll take and set that aside. Now we're going to pull out our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And when I'm done with this card, by the way, I will show you the alternative option and you can decide which one is right for you. I'm going to take this piece of cardstock and I'm going to trim it down. It's 5 by 7 inches. So I'm going to make this 3 3/4 of an inch because then it will fit nicely on my cardstock. And then I'm also going to keep this other piece for scrap. Okay, so this is going to fit on my card like so. And then we're going to do stamping on this piece. Now for our project tonight, we're going to actually heat emboss this first one. Now, if you don't have the stuff to heat emboss, that's okay. You can just stamp it in permanent black ink. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. You can, oh, actually I need to clean this. If you would prefer, my alternative uses Stampin' Blends on our scrap of white. So you can do it either way. And like I said, I'll show you the alternative project at the end, and then I'll actually do a video of it on Thursday on my blog. So you can catch it either way. Okay, so I wanted to stamp my this image on here. And we're going to die cut this out. So I'm just going to kind of position it on my cardstock. And I'm using my Stamparatus only because I don't like carrying the big block. I don't like using the big block to try and stamp this. I think it's just easier to do with my Stamparatus because also this block didn't quite fit. So if you don't have a Stamparatus, don't worry. You can just use a block. That's no big deal. But like I said, this is the kind of thing I like using my Stamparatus for. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to heat emboss mine, and you can do it in black, you can do it in white, you can do it in silver or gold or copper, whatever color of powder you want to do. It really doesn't matter. I think I'm going to do white because that'll kind of create an emboss resist look, and that's kind of fun. If you don't have white, clear will work really nicely for this as well. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to use my Embossing Buddy. This is something we used to carry in the catalog and don't currently, which is a little frustrating, but it's something that keeps the powder from sticking in places you don't want it to stick, like from the oils in your skin and whatnot. So that's why I use that. I'm going to ink this up in Versamark. You just want ink that is embossable. So Versamark will work, our craft white will work, or if you have other types of pigment ink, that will work. Just anything that is going to stay wet long enough for the embossing powder to stick to it. Generally speaking, our regular ink pads do not stay wet long enough for that purpose. And I am looking for my thingy. Sorry. There we go. I couldn't get my drawer open all the way. This is my hockey puck. That's what I call it. It's not actually a puck. It's like a handle for air hockey, but it's got felt on the bottom, so it just glides nicely over my image. Okay, so I've got that, and I'm going to take my white powder, and we're going to put the powder on here. It's hard to see anything at this point in time, but here we go. Gosh, I feel like, this did not, the whole image didn't ink up. That's weird. Okay, so now I messed it up because I moved my paper around, so I'm gonna have to stamp it again. That's okay. You got plenty of paper, so you can mess up a few times if necessary. Ooh, here, I like this. All right, so let's try this one more time. Does this make you feel better? I messed up the first card. That's not indicative of how tonight's gonna go though, because tonight's gonna rock. Okay, so I've got ink. I'm inking it up really well. Oh, I got a Embossing Buddy it quick. Drop that on there. Okay, now you might be wondering why the Fluid 100 paper, and there is a good reason. You cannot get the effect we're about to get with the watercoloring. Oh, I forgot my hockey puck. Here we go. You cannot get this effect with regular paper. The paper will pill and it'll look horrible. It'll be the worst. You'll be sad. People will be sad. It'll all be bad. It just won't work. Oh, this is stamped much better. Oh, okay. So it's really important to use watercolor paper when you're watercoloring because regular cardstock will not hold up to the process. Okay. And I'm going to take this and heat emboss with my, oh goodness, we have something, thank you. Okay. So I'm trying to take care of that and heat emboss at the same time, but you know what? I can do it because I am that good. Now, as I was saying, when you watercolor, you want paper that can handle the watercolor. As I mentioned, regular cardstock does not work. You can use shimmery white, but it's not quite going to give you the same effect. Watercolor paper is much better. So I do really like using watercolor paper for such things. Okay, so we are good to go. I heated and melted that and everything's happy. So let's do a little watercoloring. So I want to use, I'm going to do a pretty similar color scheme to what my alternative one is. I'm just going to change a little bit in the background. So I've got Granny Apple Green and Real Red for my colors. And then I'm also going to use some Pool Party here as well. Okay, and I'm going to take our amazing, what are these called? Water painters. I literally couldn't think of that name. And whenever you're coloring, I think it's really helpful to have a rag handy. I just use the old diaper burp cloths that I had when my kids were babies. Maybe I need one for my dog. I don't know. And so I'm going to color out of the lids of my ink pads. So yeah, there's sometimes on YouTube, there are people who don't have enough happening in their lives that they need to comment inappropriately or spam my live. And so when that happens, we call that a troll. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the ink from the lid of my ink pad, and I'm just going to start coloring on here. And I want to have the darkest areas towards the center of these beautiful poinsettia flowers. And so I'm just going to kind of color like so. Then what I'm going to do is rinse off my brush, clear it out, and then I'm going to kind of blend the color out, and you can see you get a beautiful effect. And because this is embossed, it kind of stays inside the lines, and then it resists that white line, so you can see the white comes through, which is really pretty. And then we'll continue to do the other flowers. And one of the things about this is you can really do it kind of quick and messy, or you can do it very detailed. I'm going to do it kind of quick and messy because that's my favorite method of watercoloring. And my favorite look of watercoloring. So you can see I just kind of am doing a blob of dark in the center of these. Oh my gosh, and I just got a droplet of water. We'll soak that up because that could cause problems if we're not careful. And then what I like to do is to just kind of thin out the color. I'm trying to think of the right word. Thin out the color as I go around, so that my flower is not all one dark color. It's lighter and darker in different areas. You can see I dab off the excess, and that helps me control how much water I have, how light and dark things get, and whatnot as I'm going. Now, what I love about watercolor too is it's very forgiving. So if you go outside of the lines and do something you don't want to do, you can just use clean, clear water to clean up that mix up, and you can 9 times out of 10 fix your coloring mishap. And now I'm just going to take and put a little bit more of that concentrated color at the center of this flower. And it looks so pretty. And the other thing I like about this is because the cardstock is thick enough, you can kind of come back in and fix mistakes or add darker colors to this, whatever you want to do. And it will look good. It's really kind of a relaxing thing. If you liked coloring in coloring books as a kid, watercoloring is so much fun. So there we go. All right, so there's the red portion. Now I'm going to do some Granny Apple Green. And so I want to make sure my brush is clean. I'll pick up that bright, happy green color, and we're going to color all the green things in here. Now I want to be a little careful because I don't want to bleed my red and my green. So I'm going to stay clear of the red and make sure that they don't run in together. But this is pretty easy to do, especially with the embossing, because you can just kind of go over it. And then, like I said, we're kind of doing the messy watercoloring method. So our we can go outside the lines. It's like socially acceptable and everything. And honestly, going outside the lines kind of fills things in a little bit more, which is nice. So there's not a ton of white space. Okay. So I'm just kind of filling in these different things. Do I have any coloring videos on YouTube? Yes, Janice. Tons. I do coloring like a lot. I do coloring pretty regularly in my lives. Oops, I did not want to color those balls in, so I'll show you how to erase here in just a second. I actually have a series called Watercolor School too, that is a series of like 6 weeks worth of classes on watercoloring. It's from a few years ago, but the techniques are very much still things I do today. I've thought about kind of updating that. I just haven't had time to do another whole round of that. My Sunshine and Creativity boxes, by the way, also feature watercoloring every time. So we do a lot of different things in that to learn techniques in watercoloring. Okay, so I've got quite a bit on here now. I colored these 2 balls. I did not mean to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm cleaning my, making sure the water is clear on the end of my brush. And I'm going to literally go over this with clean water and remove it. Go over it with clean water and remove it. Go over it and remove it. And you can see I'm literally erasing that green out of there. It's going away. And it does take a little bit of time, so you have to be patient with it, but I'm just kind of literally kind of scrubbing it out. And sometimes it helps to pull the water up with your towel a little bit. I got kind of a big dot of water. So anyway, I'm just going to keep sort of removing that, and then I will come back in and color it in with some Pool Party. Check that out. So Pool Party is what I wanted to color all these little balls in. And yes, I'm calling them balls. I don't know what they are. So there we go. Just a few more dabs and we're going to be done. It's so pretty. Okay, so there is our watercoloring. Isn't that gorgeous? It's not perfect, but it's really pretty. That's why I kind of like the messy watercoloring, because it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the best part. So that looks great. We're going to give that a minute to dry, and then we're going to create our background. So for our background, I'm going to take some of the Pool Party ink. And by the way, if you are struggling to squeeze the ink pad to your lid, you do need a little hand strength to do that. If that doesn't work out where you get the ink in the lid, you can also just squirt a little bit of re-inker into your ink pad and that will work as well. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to actually take the this is a wash brush in the set of water painters, and I'm going to kind of color water across the background. And what I'm doing that for is because I want to create what's called a watercolor wash background on my paper. And I'm just going to pick up that and just kind of blend it on. I don't want it to be even and perfect. I just want it to be a pretty background. And this is Pool Party ink. Okay. And when you put the water down first, it kind of helps everything cover a little bit better. And I'll show you if I was using re-inker. I could just take and drop like 1 drop. That's all you need. I got 2, but yeah. So you can just do like 1 drop. And then pick that color up, and then it's a little darker. I just re-inked my Pool Party ink pad, and I have to say I don't like the look of it. I gotta figure out what is up with this. It looks kind of green to me. I'm not liking that. I want it to be Happy Pool Party, but that's another issue. Okay, so there's my background. Now I'm going to take and speed up the drying process because we don't have all night to watch this dry. So I'm just going to use my heat gun to dry this out, and as it dries, you'll see it gets typically a little bit lighter. Doesn't that look like there's green in there? And then once it's nice and dry, you can see it's flattening out, which is nice. Sometimes I also turn it over and make sure the moisture is out of the back of my card as well. Okay, so there we're gonna hit this. Now to not remelt the powder, we're just going quickly over it. That should be good. Okay, So we've got this piece, and remember, this was going to go on our card. So I'm going to adhere it right to my card. And there's also a couple of like little fuzzies on here. We pulled those out, so that's all good. So I'll just take some of my Stampin' Seal. And because this is a little bit heavier cardstock and it has a little curl to it, I'm putting a little more adhesive on here than I probably normally would. I'll just center that on my card. That looks great. Now this piece we're going to die cut really quick. And there is a die that will cut this out. Oh dear, it's not in here. Ruh-roh. That's not good. What did I do with it? Ugh. Oh boy. Oh goodness, what could I have done with that? Oh man, I had this out when I was making my alternative card. What did I do with the die? It's not in here. Don't you hate when that happens? Like, I am pretty positive I had this all set up for tonight. Ooh. That's not really the word I'm thinking of either. Okay, well, we might just... Whew. I knocked out. Okay, give me one more second to look. Well, darn it. Okay, so there's a die that cuts this out, and it's really awesome. It leaves a nice little border, and I've lost mine. I know it's around here somewhere. I'm trying to think when the last time I used it was, and it might have been actually yesterday, but okay, so we're gonna pretend I die cut this out, and then I'm gonna pop it up on top of here. Okay, we're also going to take our scrap of cardstock and stamp our sentiment. And this stamp set has a few different sentiments that you can choose from. I'm going to use Season's Greetings. And I'm just going to stamp this along the edge of my cardstock, my scrap piece, like that. And then I'll use my trimmer. I hate when this happens. And of course, it has to happen during a live. It can't happen like when I'm just on my own stamping. Huh. Okay, so here we have Season's Greetings. And I'm going to take my pickup banner punch. I'm just going to punch the end of that like that. Stuck to the magnet on the bottom of your stamp apparatus. That is a good place to look, actually, now that you say that. Okay. It's not, I have two stamp apparatuses, and it is not on the bottom of either one. But thank you. That was a really good suggestion. Oh, actually, I have one other spot. The other one is the case of my iPad is magnetic. And I have found dies on there before, but it's not there either. Ugh. Okay, but we're not going to stress about it because it's game night and this is a fun night. Okay, so we'll cut this out, and I will just, I'm not going to fussy cut it because, again, I don't want to take the time, but I will just cut this much off so you get the idea. We'll pop it up on here, and add season's greetings on the top. Okay, now I'm going to show you my alternative card. And remember, this one is, this one I did with Stampin' Blends. This is a piece of DSP out of my packet of DSP. And I stamped on the background a little bit as well. And I did season's greetings on there. So it's really the same, it's the same concept. This one's just watercolored in a slightly different colors. This one is stamped and colored in with blends. So I used black Memento ink. I colored it in with real red blends, and I did a little bit of cherry cobbler in the very center. And then I stamped the image again on this DSP in Misty Moonlight ink. And by the way, this is Misty Moonlight on the little balls, and then Granny Apple Green, just like this blends though on this one. So there you go. And this is what the die cut looks like when it's die cut. So it is very nice, especially when you can find your die. So anyway, when you, I'll post the legit one once I find my die. So that's our first card. Okay. Anyway, that means it's time to play bingo. So grab your numbers. If you need your numbers, let me know in the comments because I will give them to you now. And we're going to play our first game of bingo. All right. So first, let's see. There was somebody who needed their numbers. Is it under the pile of make and takes? I don't think so. So what actually happened is I had put the stamps that we're using for tonight's game night in a little tray, and then my dog knocked it over earlier today, and so that was frustrating. Anyway, okay. So anyway, who needs their numbers? I know somebody said they did. So I want to make sure I get your numbers, and then, like I said, I will be drawing them here. Kara, that's who needed the numbers. Okay, Kara, you are 3, 4, 11, 14, and 16. Yeah, Izzy totally did it. You've lost a die, but you've never found it. Oh, I threw mine away once. Like literally, it was in the garbage as I could hear the garbage man driving away, and I knew. So that was a bummer. Okay. Anybody else need their numbers? Kara, you missed the third number. 3, 4, 11, 14, 16. If you, to get numbers, you need to be registered. There's a link to register, so if you do it really quick, you can, and just let me know what numbers you register with. Okay. You know, I do actually have a magnetic tray, and it's right next to my Big Shot, or my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, but it's not in there. So, bummer. I'm pretty sure it fell out, and it's like in the carpet. So, anyway. Okay, any last chance on the numbers? All right, so here we go. We're going to play our first game. So I'm going to call out the numbers, and remember, you comment if that is one of your numbers. Okay, our first number is 13. Lucky 13. And then 24. 7. 19. Judy needs her numbers. Okay. Judy, your numbers are 2, 6, 8, 12, and 16. There you go. Okay. Ooh, Cindy has BIN already. All right. Next number is 15. All right. 11 would be heaven. I don't know. Aren't there like things, little sayings you're supposed to say? I don't know them. Just full disclosure. All right. Our next number is, ooh, Harriet's got BING. Okay, Harriet, here we go. 21. Someone said, how come I'm behind? The answer to that question is make sure you're on the live chat. The other possible thing to do is to go out and come back in, and you'll probably be caught up. Okay, here comes the next number. It is 3. Ooh, Kim has BIN. Cindy has BING. Rose has BIN. Oh, a whole bunch of people have BINs. They're all coming by really fast. Okay, here comes the next number. Are you ready? Number 1. Okay. All right. Here comes the next number. It is 4. By the way, did I mention the prizes tonight? We have a $150 shopping spree. And then the rest are $100 shopping sprees. So that first person who wins, they could get the $150 shopping spree. Be pretty awesome. Okay, are you guys ready for another number? Here we go. Lucky number 10. Ooh, Rose has BING. Tammy's got BIN. Angela's got BI. So exciting. All right, here comes the next number. 12. I'm watching closely. Oh my gosh, there are so many people with BING. It's getting to be a nail biter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I see somebody has bingo. Miss Linda, let's check your numbers. Linda Carroll. All right. Ooh, I see Nancy Korb. Yeah, if you have bingo, still comment because I have consolation prizes. So we got to verify Linda first. Okay, Linda had 3, 7, 12, 19, and 21. Looks good, Miss Linda. Oh, wait, I got to verify the other one. Nancy had bingo as well. So let's check Nancy's numbers. She had 7, 12, 21, 4, and 3. Nancy is good. She will get a consolation prize. So now here's the tough question. Linda, do you want the $150 shopping spree or the $100 shopping spree? You let me know. I know it's tough. It's a tough call. There's a lot at stake here. Okay, game number 1. Oops, 1 is Linda Carol. And did you decide, Linda, did you want the 150 or did you just want the 100? Okay, you wanted the 150. It is yours. And then our consolation prize winner is Nancy Korb. So Nancy, I will have a little extra something in your packet for you. So congratulations. Game number 1 is in the books. Now it's time for game number 2. Let me put the numbers back in my jar. All right, so our second card is also kind of putsy, not gonna lie, but it's really, 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 really pretty. Okay, so you've got a whole bunch of pieces for this second card. I'm going to start. We've got another thick white cardstock base. Now, this is a card I received in a swap from someone named, her name is Sasha, who made this. It's gorgeous. Now, we've embossed the musical notes embossing folder on here. At least that's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's the official term of this folder. You have to pardon me because my brain power is a little low as far as terms are concerned, but I'm just going to adhere that beautiful embossed panel, white on white. I love that look so much. And it's just, it looks so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Now I'm going to set that aside and we're going to do some die cutting. So we're going to use the same bundle, the Words of Cheer that we were using, and we've got all these pieces. This piece we're going to set over here because we're going to put our stuff on that. But this piece, or these pieces, we're going to do some die cutting. So I'll pull out the dies. Now luckily we've got the rest of the dies in here. I'm going to take this little piece and cut it once out of that scrap. I'm going to take these little branchy things and cut one of those out of this scrap of crumb cake. So that's soft suede. This is crumb cake. I've got Happy. The fat Happy is going to be die cut from our old olive. And then the skinny Happy is going to be die cut from our pear pizzazz layer. And you can see we'll just run all these through at the same time on our machine. So that's kind of awesome. Now we also have two dies of red that we're going to do. We've got the 3 little ones and the 3 bigger ones. And that's going to be out of our Real Red piece of cardstock. So I'm going to put all these through my machine at one time, which is kind of awesome. Okay, so I like to get them set up on here and then I'll make sure that they're in the right place, if that makes sense. Now, if you're worried about things moving, then do a couple passes. But I'm fairly confident with my die cutting skills, so I'm going to be good. Okay, so I'm going to put that plate over the top. I'm going to hold the sandwich tight. Oops, I already lost a die, figures. Oh, got it. It bounced, but I found it. Okay, so here's all our pieces. I ran them all through at once. And there we go. I'm also going to take my Take Your Pick tool because these little pieces kind of stick, so I got rid of them. Okay, so now we're going to take all those pieces we just die cut and put everything together. And this is pretty easy to do. So first, we've got our kind of thicker layer of Happy with kind of the extras on it. And I'm going to take that and adhere the thinner layer of Happy in the lighter color. And we're just going to adhere these two together. And for that, I'm going to use my liquid glue. That works really nicely for this kind of stuff. So I'll just put some liquid glue. I could use my, you've probably seen me do the sponge on my liquid glue. I'm just going to go ahead and, this is big enough that I can just kind of put it on, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully center the die cut on here, and that went really smoothly. Look at how awesome that is. Okay, now I want to pop this up onto my cardstock. Now you have two options here. We did not emboss this. If you want to emboss this layer, you can. We didn't do that for you, but if you want to, might I suggest using the Timber embossing folder. And I'm going to grab mine really quick so you can see. The Timber folder looks like this. So I will go ahead and emboss this. Like I said, we didn't do that for you, but you can if you want. And that's a piece of early espresso cardstock. Somebody asked if the happy fits the happy from my stamp set. It does not. Sadly, it does not. But it is the reason why there wasn't a happy die on my stamp set. So anyway, all right. So I've got this piece of cardstock that's embossed. And then we're going to pop this up onto our card base. And then we're going to pop up onto that the word happy. And then we're going to decorate with all the other little pieces that we die cut. So while this is a little putsy in that there's lots of little pieces, it's pretty easy to put together. It's not maybe one I would be making like 150 of and sending, but for somebody special in your life, I think this would be an amazing card to send. Okay, so I've got that on there like so. Now I'm going to take my other pieces. They kind of got thrown around here a little bit. And did I just drop my happy? Yes, I did. Okay, I'm going to take my happy and I'm going to use some mini dimensionals and we'll pop this up. Another option would be to cut a layer of the foam adhesive sheets with the word happy. You could do that too if you wanted, but this works pretty well. Okay, so I'm just going to take all these little backings off and stick this down on my card. Then what we're going to do, and you might notice, by the way, that I'm kind of tucking, or I am leaving the dots pretty much in the middle, and that's by design because we're going to tuck things in places. Okay, so we'll just put happy right in the middle. And it's already awesome. Okay, next up, by the way, if you wanted to put some embossing on this layer and you didn't have the timber, another good one would be the Tasteful Textile, or if you've got the old retired subtle embossing folder, that would be good too. Just a couple suggestions for you. Okay, so next up, like I said, I want to take and add my cute little flowers here. So we've got our beautiful little poinsettias, and I think one of them, did it slip under? I lost one, or maybe it's still in the die. No, it's not. Well, we'll find it. Things have a way of getting lost on me. But you know what? Actually, I had stuff getting stuck to my shirt too, so I don't know. I'm kind of a mess tonight. All right, but what we're going to do is stick these together, and I think glue dots work really well for this. So I'm just going to, I love using my Take Your Pick tool for this. And I'm going to pick up the die cut, stick it on my glue dot, and then pick this up and stick it on my happy. So I'm going to kind of tuck it over here, and then we'll do a smaller one like so. Pull that off and set it on here offset like that. Then we'll continue with our next two. I like to kind of smoosh them with the backing sheet. It just helps them stick nicely. Okay, so then I'm going to put one on the P, and we'll offset this one So cute. And then we're gonna wonder, where did our other star go? Or poinsettia flower. Arr. I don't like that it's like MIA. I really think it's like in here. It's not. Ugh. Okay, so another one. Gosh, I am having a night, aren't I? Another one is going to go on the Y right here. But I really want the other. I guess we could put that on there, but I'm holding out for the whole thing. Okay, now I've got my 3 branches of 2 colors. They're different designs of branches, but we're going to take these and tuck them in as well. Okay, so we'll do, and you can probably get both of these on one glue dot if you're careful. I'm telling you, I have a hard time picking up these little pieces with my nails, and my Take Your Pick tool does such a good job of that. Okay, so I've got these 2 kind of stuck together. Check again under the scrubber. You thought you saw something red under there. Okay, yeah, I could have slipped under there. And then sometimes, by the way, I do snip off the tail end of the stems so that they'll fit a little deeper in. Okay, so there we go. There's our first one. Oh no, this is actually something I pre-die cut some pieces for one of our other cards, and that's actually what those were. But thank you, that was a good catch. Oh, here it is. It was under my card the whole time. Yay! Finally, something goes right. Okay. Offset and so pretty. This one got away from me. But I just love the pop of red on all these. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so we've got our little branchies over there. We're going to put some more branchies over on this one. And this time I'm kind of letting some more of that tail kind of hang off the glue dot, just so it'll fit a little deeper. And I'll snip off that because we don't need it. And then I'll tuck that in like so under here. And then last but not least, our final set of branches. Like so. We're almost done with this card, which means it's almost time for another game of bingo. So hold tight. It's happening. Okay, we just have a few more touches to finish this off with. All right, so I'm just going to kind of stick that in right there. So pretty. Now we're going to pull out our metallic pearls. And by the way, once I do die cut that that first watercolor card we did, I will add some of the silver metallic pearls to the white embossed piece, just as an FYI. But I'm going to take some gold ones on this card, and I'm going to just position those in the center of our poinsettias because I think that's pretty. So gorgeous. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do is from my stamp set, I'm going to pull out the word holidays. That is in here, and we're going to stamp that on a scrap of our white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp this in Old Olive ink. You could stamp it in real red ink if you wanted. It doesn't really matter. But I'm actually going to do it on this little scrap right here. I'm going to then just trim this out pretty tight. Like so. And then I got to show you guys here a card that is a just over the top wow card that one of my team members created. I think she kind of cased it from a sample in the catalog, but it's just so gorgeous. And I think you guys are going to really like it. So just let me finish this and then I'll show you. So I'm just going to pop this up with a couple of dimensionals. Like I said, I just kind of trimmed nice and tight to the word holidays. And you can see there were a lot of steps to this card. It wasn't particularly hard, but there were a lot of steps, and just trying to position this on here. Happy holidays. Oh, so gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? And you could stamp something on the inside too if you wanted, but I just love this one. So if you could give me the thumbs up, that would rock. That always makes YouTube happy with me. Okay, so let me grab that card. It's just right behind me. Now, I'm gotta warn you because it's really pretty. So be prepared. Look at that. Oh, so many gorgeous things. Oh my gosh. It's just stunning, isn't it? So this is a Fresh Freesia card base. So here's just a couple of beautiful cards with this bundle. And then you might have saw I did a little while ago, I did a really pretty black and white card with this bundle. It was on my Monday lives and it was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, isn't that gorgeous? This was done by her name is Paula Wolf. She's a very talented stamper. And she glued all these little teeny tiny dots on here like a champ. Oh, it was amazing. Okay. Anyway, there you go. How do you get this in the mail system? I would probably just put a quarter sheet of cardstock over the top and then mail it as usual. It might require an extra stamp, but it might not. So yeah. And this one, you just would need a special envelope for it. So yeah, there you go. Okay. So that was our second card, which means it's time to play bingo. So grab your numbers. I'm going to close my ink pad here. Take a sip of my Diet Coke. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Are you ready? Let's shake these babies up. All right, here we go. So our first number is 21. 10, 12, 2. We do the first numbers pretty quick and then we slow down. All right, 23. Okay. See lots of B's and B-I's. Ooh, Angela's got B-I-N. So exciting. Okay. Oh, good God. Hold on. Oh, seriously. Okay. Next number. Goodness, we got rid of that. 11. All right. 19. Whoops. Oh, 6. That was funny how it fell. Okay. 22. All right, here we go. 5. Ooh, Connie's got B-I-N-G. Angela's got B-I-N-G. Oh my gosh. Are you ready for the next number? It is 14. I'm watching. Rose has B-I-N-G. Okay. Are you ready? I just dropped something. It's okay though. The next number is 1. All right, still no winners. Here comes our next number. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 20. It's getting to be a nail biter. Okay, guys. Are you ready? I know there's lots of bings. Okay, I've got another number. Are you ready? 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 25. Oh my gosh. I think there's a winner. Okay, remind me who you are. I know you told me at the beginning. I want to say it was Gloria, but I'm not sure. Because your name is goofy. You're on the Gloria. It's Gloria Bingo. Okay, Gloria, last name, please. I can't remember what your last name was, Gloria. Is it Davis? Is that right? Help me. Davis. Okay. Phew. Okay, good. That was a little nerve-wracking. All right. So, Miss Gloria Davis, you had 5, 10, 11, 12, and 25. Woohoo! Way to go, Miss Gloria. That is awesome. Do we have any other bingos? I just want to make sure because we do have consolation prizes if there aren't any others. So, Gloria, I think this is your first time playing bingo, if I'm not mistaken. Gloria Davis, you get $100 shopping spree. Now, for everybody who wins tonight, by the way, you get to email me your choices, and then if you go over that amount, that's no problem. I will just send you an invoice for the remainder. And if you want, so like Gloria, if you wanted to bump it up to 150, you can do that and get host benefits and all that good stuff. Just let me know what you would like. And I request that you let me know by Friday, please, so that I can get the order in for everybody. Okay, so are you ready for our next game or our next card? This one is just, it's kind of redonkulous cute. I have to just warn you. It's pretty easy too. So we're gonna work with that super cute Joyful Life stamp set. And I think somebody called this the Hogwarts pig. Yes, we're going to use that. We're also going to need a piece of our designer series paper from your packets. So we're going to use this pattern, although you could use other patterns. You're not stuck with that one. Like this one would be pretty. This one would be pretty. So there's some good options in here for you. Okay, so first off, we're going to take the card stock the half sheet of cardstock, which is Cajun Craze, and we're going to give it a nice little crease. And what we're going to do tonight is make a coffee cup. Okay, like a Starbucks cup. Okay, so hold on to these pieces. We'll need them in a second. So I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and we're going to cut this piece to be, actually, let me measure it really quick because I can't remember. And this is a card I'm casing from another demonstrator, and I can't remember the name, but after I will post it later on, so I can give her credit. It was so cute. So we're gonna go 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so 3.5 by 4 3/4 of this cool pattern. And I'm also going to cut it a little bit more. So I'm gonna write this down on a Post-it just to make it handy. So 3.5 by 4 3/4, and then I'm gonna cut from top to bottom, go in 3/4 of an inch on each side. Okay, so let me show you what that means. So we're going to take the top edge and we're going to put that point in our the little channel on our trimmer, and then I'm going to move the end over to the 3/4 inch line. So this is a 1 inch line, this is the 3/4 inch line, and so I'm just going to trim that up like that. Boom. Now if it's not perfect, don't worry. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here, but this is now my top because I flipped it upside down. I'm going to put that in the channel, and then I'm going to move this over to the 3/4 inch line on my trimmer. So it's just 3/4 inch. And by the way, if it's easier to mark this and then just go from the line to the point, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. This is just pretty quick and easy. Again, zip, and da-da-da. Now I have a beautiful coffee cup from Starbucks, right? Okay. Now that we've made our coffee cup, we have one more thing we need to do, and we need to make the lid. Okay. So I'm going to take my corner rounder. This is like a trio punch, and I'm going to corner round just the top edge. Okay. So I'll do that again on this piece, or this side, and okay, this is the lid to my coffee cup. Okay, so it'll go on here like that. Does that make sense? All right, now I'm going to also take, you have a piece of cinnamon cider. Now this piece you can do a couple of different things with. You can leave it as is, or what I actually did was I embossed it with my Tasteful Textile folder. And do I still have that? Oh boy. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to run my little piece through really quick. Okay. Okay. So there we go. Now you don't have to do this, by the way. I just thought it looked kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to adhere this kind of right smack dab in the middle of my DSP. And so I'll just put some adhesive on here like this, and then we're going to trim the ends off. So the only thing you want to do is just make sure it's on there straight. That's pretty easy to do. And then we'll take and trim with our snips just along that edge, like so. Okay, now I'm going to take and adhere this to my card. Ooh, but you know what? I do not want to do that. And here's a really good way to deal with this. I just put some adhesive down that I did not want on there, so I'm going to cover it up so it doesn't stick because I want to pop this up. Hello. I should have known popping stuff up is like my signature move. Duh. I can't find my open sheeted dimensionals, so we're going to crack into a brand new one pack. Yay. There's nothing better than a new sheet of dimensionals. It just makes me happy. Okay, so I've got my dimensionals on here. And we'll add this to our card. I'm just going to leave it just a little edge at the bottom, and then we'll pop it up. Okay, and then what I will do, I have used my Embossing Buddy for that, but honestly, it doesn't always work 100%. So I thought that scrap was pretty easy to just throw on top there. Okay, so then I'm just going to add the lid to the top of my coffee cup, like so. Okay, so that looks great. And then I'm going to set this aside. We're going to, well, I guess I could pop this up too. This is a 2-inch circle from Misty Moonlight. I punched it, even though the punches are no longer current. It's just so much easier. Okay, so there's our coffee cup. Now that's cute, right? Oh, we're going to so zhuzh this baby up. All right, so what I want to do is come back to that scrap of white cardstock that I have in my packet. And I'm going to stamp my little pig. So cute. I'm going to grab my Memento ink because we're going to color him in with our Stampin' Blends. Now, if you're going to color him in a different way, like with watercolor pencils or Stampin' Blends, or not Stampin' Blends, but like ink pads and blender pens, whatever, you can do that with, I would use black StazOn ink in that case. Okay, so for colors, I'm going to color the pig itself with my pink, petal pink. I'm going to put some light Flirty Flamingo for the cheeks, rosy cheeks, and some ears. And then I'm going to use a light Misty Moonlight and Cinnamon Cider blends for the rest. Okay, so I'm going to start with my cheeks first, my cheeks and my ears. So I'm just going to put some sweet cheeks on here, literally. And then I'm also going to color kind of the base of the ears in my Flirty Flamingo. Okay, then I'm going to take my dark petal pink and I'm going to go kind of around the edge here. I'm even going to color the tail. Kind of like that. We'll do the feet in dark. And we'll kind of do the base of the ears in dark. Like that. And then we'll kind of blend everything else out in our light. Maybe just a little bit of dark right there. Okay. Then I'll do the rest in my light petal pink. And I'm going to go like right around those rosy cheeks. I'm not going to go over them. I'm just going to go around them. Okay, I'm going to do the snout in light. And pretty much everything else. I thought about like leaving the glasses white, but then I didn't think it looked right because the face would not be white. I mean, you know. Okay, so I'm going to keep going around. And then I'm going to blend the pink in the ears kind of up. So I am blending that a little bit with my marker. All right, and then just blending the body down here at the bottom. So that's pretty easy. Oh, I meant to do the hands a little bit darker. I'm going to pull out my marker again so I can do that because it will look pretty cute. to have those hands just a little darker than the rest. Okay. Like seriously, so stinking cute. Love it. Okay. So that looks great. Now we're going to add some more color to this. I want to do the stripes on our scarf in Misty Moonlight along with kind of the top and bottom of the cup. Just to color that in. Okay, and I'm not really doing any blending. These are such small little areas that I'm just going to color them. And this is my light Misty Moonlight marker, just double checking. Okay. And then we'll do the rest with our cinnamon cider. So I'm going to put a little bit of dark cinnamon cider at the top and bottom of each of these sections. And then we'll do kind of the rest in light. I'm being pretty careful with my coloring because it doesn't need much. So that was dark cinnamon cider. We'll finish it all up with light and then we'll be done. So pretty easy, except yeah, that is light. Okay, I wasn't sure if I messed that up. Sometimes I wonder, especially tonight, goodness. Okay. So there we go. If that's not the cutest dang pig, I don't know what is. All right, so I'm going to take and fussy cut the pig out. Now this is actually quite easy to do. Whenever I fussy cut anything, I pretty much am going to leave just a little bit of a border. That way, if I'm not exact in my cutting, it's not very noticeable. And notice I'm keeping my snips in pretty much the same place. I'm moving my cardstock as I cut. And I find that is what helps me get a really nice, even border as I'm going around. And my cutting is kind of one smooth motion. I'm not like, you know, I'm doing like one long continuous stroke. Okay. Get around that little curly Q. Seriously, so dang cute. Okay. So there we go. Adorable. Seriously. Okay. Next up, we're going to take this and just pop him, or actually just adhere him. We already popped up the circle, so we'll just adhere him directly to our circle punch. And honestly, so cute. Now we also have this cute little tag. This is from this is die cut from some old olive cardstock using the tailor-made tags. And I'm going to ink this up in some old olive ink. And my sentiment is right out of this Joyful Life stamp set. It says a little something for a great person. And we'll stamp that on here like so on our tag. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is you have some linen thread in your packet. I'm going to pull a already open roll of it that I've got, and I'm just going to feed this through and tie a little bow on here like so. I know, isn't this just stinking crazy cute? Oh gosh. So cute. Okay. And seriously, where is my end? There we go. Okay, so there's my little bow. And then I'm just going to pop that up onto my card. And if this is not the cutest dang card ever in the whole history of cute cards, I don't know what is. Oh. And I just want to remind you, this was not a set I was even going to get. But here we are. Isn't that so stinking cute? Oh my gosh, I just love it. So, so there you go. So darn cute. All right. And this is something I think you could do with a lot of different images right here, but yeah, really cute. Okay, so we finished another card, which means it is time to play another game of bingo. So pull out your numbers. I'm going to start cleaning up my mess because let me tell you, I've made a mess. Like, I have made a mess tonight. I'm just going to put a couple things away. I thought it was probably best if I stuck these back on so I didn't lose them. Goodness. I know the second I turn my live off, I will find that die. You know that's what's going to happen. Okay. All right. We'll get rid of everything else, clean up our mess. And now, here come the bingo numbers. Let's give them a good mix. All right. So, our first number is 9. 16. 22. 25. 14. Ooh, Nancy's already got BIN. Terry's got BIN. All right, next number, 5. 4. Oh my gosh. We have a bingo already. Can you even stand it? Oh my goodness. All right, that was quick. Way to go, Tiffany. Let's take a look at your numbers. You had 16, 22, 5, 25, and 9 to go. That was quick. Sometimes it happens like that. I don't think we had other bingos. I didn't see any. So way to go, Tiffany. We'll write that down. Game number 3. I was barely even cleaned up yet. So Miss Tiffany, you have $100 shopping spree. Drop me an email and let me know what you'd like by Friday. All right. That means it's time to make another card. And then we will also do a drawing here in a minute for our what's the word? Mystery stamping. So, okay, we have yet another white card base. This time, the reason we have a white card base is because we're going to be doing some watercoloring on here. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And then you also have a piece of white. We're going to stamp on this in just a moment. I want to pull out some more watercolor paper from my kit. And this time I want to use a background. for my card. And we're actually going to use several pieces, so keep that handy. I'm going to cut a 5.5 by 4 1/4 because I want to cover the entire background of my card. Okay, and this is something we're going to do as another watercolor wash. Okay, so I'm going to pull my little rag out again that I was using earlier. And I've got my watercolor, my big wash brush. And again, I'm going to put water all over the background here because I want to get this. This time I want to really cover the whole thing, I think. I don't have to do the very bottom, to be honest, because we're going to cover a lot of that up. But I'm going to use, this time, Balmy Blue, just a little different color. Okay. And so we'll pick up that color and just paint it on because we're just kind of creating a sky. Okay. So here we go. There is my sky. It's not perfect. It's not like even, and that's fine. We don't want it to be. Now I'm going to set this aside for right now. Okay, we'll let that dry kind of on its own. Now ahead of time, I did a little die cutting ahead of time just to get things moving along. I die cut 2 pieces of the edgelet, just the ground, the edge, or the edge, the ground, you know what I mean? And we're going to kind of offset these from one another and put them to create the ground. So these ones we're going to color, we want to color these to be green. So I'm going to pull out my Pear Pizzazz. Okay, and let's squeeze that to the lid once again. And that didn't really pick up much color. Oh, goodness. We're going to need a refill. Okay, so I'm just going to take my refill, put a drop or so in there. This just makes the whole process go a little faster. I'm going to color this, and I want to see that color. I don't want it to be completely light. Now remember, if your background is lighter than you want it, add some more color, and re-inker really helps. If you don't have re-inker, then just keep squeezing that lid to the pad. It's fine. Won't cause any problems. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I don't like it to be completely even either, so mix it up, have fun. There we go. Okay. I'm kind of making a mess on the background of my table, but that's okay. I'm going to put just a touch more re-inker in here because this is just a little lighter than what I want. And it's my card. I can make it as dark as I need it to be. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so there's my other background. We're going to let that dry as well. I'll just set that kind of up. And then the other thing I want to do is clean up the mess I just made. That's the other great thing about having a rag right here is you're just ready to go. You can fix whatever needs fixing. Okay, so we did those 2 things. Now I also die cut ahead of time, again, just to save some time. I would probably do this part after the fact. Meaning I would die cut after I watercolored. But again, I'm trying to save time so that we're not sitting here until the end of the night into tomorrow. But I'm going to break down and grab my scrap paper to keep things a little better. Okay, now I've got my trees. So for this, I'm going to take my soft suede, okay, squeeze that ink pad to the lid, get my brush, clean that off, and I'm going to kind of go over this with just wet ink. Oh dear, I'm picking up ink from the background. Let's get a fresh piece. Come on, Dina, don't be chintzy. You get a discount on this paper. It's fine. Okay, so like I said, I would do this just on a full sheet and then die cut it after I did the watercoloring. But just to make the whole process go a little faster tonight, I am going to do it the opposite way. I will write your instructions out to be the way I would recommend doing it. Now, it really doesn't make a huge difference. It's just sometimes you can have some white spaces on the edges of these pieces if you die cut them first. And I prefer having a little more solid color. I mean, it doesn't have to be even color, but I want it to be, I don't want there to be white spots on here is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yes, all of these die. Oh my gosh, this friggin' guy. You know, troll boy, go away. We don't want your spam. Go be a loser somewhere else. Just as a suggestion to you. Okay. So now, again, I want this a little darker. I will tell you, we're going to cover up a lot of the tree tops, just so you know. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And again, it's not even, that's part of the allure of watercolor. It's all good. And actually, we don't even need the bottom because we're going to cover that up too. Okay, so I've got all that done. Now we're going to do one more thing that we're going to watercolor. Now do you see why I put a whole pack of watercolor paper in your kit? Okay. The last thing, I am going to show you how I watercolored it, but then I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to show you, or I did this ahead of time is what I'm trying to say, and die cut all the pieces. Again, just so you didn't have to watch me do that part. Okay, so I put a wash of just water down. Okay, now I'm going to take 3 colors of ink. I'm going to do Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, and Crushed Curry, kind of our good fall leaf colors. These colors are so gorgeous on our trees right now. So, okay, so I'm just going to pick this up and I'm going to dab the ink kind of all over, not evenly. Okay, you can see there's really no rhyme or reason to this. Just dabbing the color on. I'll do my next color. So I'm going to start with the lightest and then move to the darkest colors. Clean your brush in between. Make sure you clean that ink out because we want our colors to be distinct, not all the same. And then I'm just going to dab on here. I'm overlapping, but I'm also making sure there are areas that stay just yellow, areas that stay just Cajun Craze, and then areas that will have our next color in them as well, covering the whole thing. And it doesn't have to be even or any business like that. Just adding colors. Okay. And by the way, I put some re-inker in here already, so that's why it came out pretty good and dark. Okay, our last color is Cherry Cobbler. Okay, and once again, here we go. We're going to be dabbing Cherry Cobbler inks in here randomly, like so. So that we can see all the individual colors on here. And we're coloring this whole piece, though it's not critical that you cover every square inch of it. But again, you can see all those different colors. All right, so that looks good. We're done. Now, what I will do with this is heat it. Okay. I want to dry it out. And we're going to die cut this piece. You also want to make sure before you die cut anything that it is completely dry, like not even damp, dry. Otherwise, it's not going to cut very well. And it probably could kind of dull your die cutting blades, just saying. Okay, so that's mostly dry. That's pretty good. Now the reason I wanted it mostly dry is because I want to do a little technique on here just for fun. Now this is important. I have a Kleenex. You need a tissue or a paper towel, something. And I have squeezed a bunch of water. It's like literally dripping on my water painter. Literally, it just dripped. That's fine because that's what we're going for. And I'm just tapping it against my finger. And I want all different sized splotches of water to get on here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me just teensy bit more. There we go. Up there. Okay, so you can see I've got little droplets on here. Now what I'm going to do with my tissue is just cover this up and absorb that water. Okay, and when I do that, it's going to leave kind of a cool splotchy look behind, and that's just going to add to the kind of fun. Okay, now, as I said, I did all of this ahead of time. And by the way, look at how pretty that is. So gorgeous. Okay, so I did all of this ahead of time, and then I took and die cut my pieces. Now, I don't know if I kicked this off by saying we're using the Inspired in Nature bundle. So these are the trees from that. Now, when you die cut this, there's little leafy pieces that kind of come out, and then there's some that are just sort of cut. So you get both. Now I'm keeping these little pieces right here, the leaves, if you will. They aren't necessarily leaves, but they're just little pieces left over from the die cutting process. So I die cut mine ahead of time, again, so I didn't have to wait. And I die cut like literally every square inch of that piece of cardstock that I watercolored. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is put all these pieces and layers together, okay? So I've got my my background, remember that? It's still not quite dry, so I'm gonna heat that up real quick. This is the layer we are actually going to adhere to our cardstock. Turn that over. Heat it up. When you do the backside, it helps flatten things out, so that's nice. Okay, that looks pretty good. And look at the moisture is kind of on my table. Wipe that off. All right, I'm gonna adhere this to my white card base. So pull out my Stampin' Seal and go right up to the edge on this. Okay, and I like to just go like this so I can really line everything up. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now it's my card. All right. Now, I did my 2 layers. These are also still a little wet. And you'll notice they're a little longer than my card, and that is by design, and I'll show you why here in just a sec. Okay. So these are going to go on here, and like I said, they're longer than the card, so we can kind of position them so that they don't line up. You know, we don't want them to just be like boom, boom, exact copies. We want to move things around a little bit, like kind of like that. So we've got some rolling hills. Okay, our next piece was our tree trunks. And once again, we're drying these bad boys off a little. By the way, our last card is pretty easy. I kind of picked Petsy cards for tonight's game night, but gosh, they're awesome, I think. Okay. Now on this one, what we're going to do is kind of put this piece in between the hills, like so. So, oh, isn't that gorgeous? I'm already excited about it. Okay, so what I want to do is, I'm not really going to adhere these with my usual liquid glue technique, and here's why. We're going to cover this up with our fall leaves. So it's really going to get covered pretty well. So I'm just going to put some adhesive like this on the back of these and put them down. I also want to put my my thicker hill on my card like this. Okay. And then I'm going to position these in here like this. Now I wouldn't have to put that second set of hills over the top. I mean, this looks nice as it is, but I kind of like the illusion of the two hills. Okay. Now just wait till I show you what we're going to do next, because you're just going to be like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm moving those over so the hills don't line up perfect. Okay. Now, at this point, you might be saying to yourself, gosh, Dina, this card is getting to be pretty high maintenance. And you'd be right, it is. So if you want to skip this next part, you can. Actually, the next two parts. You honestly, this right here, to me, looks like a lovely spring card. So you could leave it like this, you know. Trees aren't quite blooming yet. It's just looking pretty. That's fine. You could leave it like that. But we're going to take and make it a fall leaf situation. Okay. So I'm just going to take these fall leafy things and I'm going to kind of arrange them on here. And you'll kind of see they just sort of come together, if you know what I mean. You can play around with different pieces and whatnot, but I think you'll just see that everything just sort of fits in. And we'll put several layers on, and I like to arrange and then commit fully afterwards. You know, I never like to commit fully beforehand if I can help it. And I'm just kind of filling these trees in like so. And I just love the look of all this. Okay, so that looks pretty awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to start adhering these down. Now, as I mentioned, so I kind of like the look. I'm going to start with this first biggest layer, these first kind of big layers. I kind of like the look of this, and it's not perfect, so that's okay. I like that. I'm just going to use a little liquid glue for this. And you can see there's holes in here, and that's okay, because like trees are not 100%. In fact, my trees are almost all the way empty at this today. It all happened this week and last week. Okay, so I'm going to just overlap these. But I do encourage you to kind of put things out to start, just so you get a feel for how they fit on here. So you know you've either got enough or you need to revisit how you're doing it. Okay. And then just kind of add them in. And isn't the contrast between that balmy blue sky and the green and the brown and then these bright colors, isn't it just awesome? Oh, I love it. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so now we're going to fill these in a little bit more. Now, another option for this is to do pink, like for when the cherry blossoms bloom in the springtime. So same exact everything else, but instead of the fall colors of the leaves, you would do just the spring colors. So that would be really pretty to do. There's a lot of possibilities with this. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of fill these in until I've kind of filled out my trees. And I think we're just about there. I'm going to put one more, I think, right there. And I'm just kind of making, you can see, I'm just making sure everything is sticking. I might tuck this in under there. And what I love is just like real trees, they're not all even. And there's a lot of variety and everything. So there we go. Oh, isn't this awesome? Okay, there we go. Okay. Tiffany, yes, you can still play bingo. No worries. Okay, so there we go. Now, wait, there's more. Now, again, I fully admit this is a really putsy card, but here we go. Remember at the very beginning, there was that piece of white cardstock? Let's pull that out. And I'm going to take the bear, and we're going to stamp the bear. Oh boy. Okay, so we're going to stamp that in black. Like, are you guys just, can you even with this card? Oh my gosh, it's so dang cute. Okay, sorry, I'm really jiggling my table a lot. I think my ink pad might need some re-inking. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, I think that's inking better. Okay. So we'll stamp our bear on here. Okay. Oh, so cute. All right. And we're going to take him and do a little coloring. I'm going to color him in cinnamon cider, as in the bear part. Okay. And his little butt. Sorry, it's just so stinking cute. And let's just remember for a minute, I was not getting this dumb set. I just need y'all to know that. Okay. And then we'll blend it out with the light cinnamon cider. This just reminds me of like Yogi Bear. Do you remember that? I know I'm dating myself, but I don't even know what that was called, that cartoon. But I remember watching Yogi Bear when I was a kid. I always thought that was pretty cool. You know, like when cartoons were on, when you could catch them, if you could catch them on a Saturday morning. So I'll blend this in. I meant to put pink in his ear at the beginning. Forgot to do that. See if I can still sneak a little pink in there. And what color should I do his sweater? Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm going to do his bike blue. I thought about maybe a red sweater. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, is that his leg? I missed it. I would never lead you astray, by the way. I would only tell you to get really awesome stamp sets. I think I'm going to go with red. Or cherry for the sweater. And then, ooh, old olive color too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. And then I'm gonna go with gray for our little bunny. Okay, oh, but first let's do pink in the ears, or this ear. And then this is gray granite for the bunny. So we'll just do kind of dark down here, and then light really everywhere else. The bunny's pretty easy to color. Okay. Lots of colors. Crumb cake for the sweater. Okay. I'm sticking with my red. So I'm kind of doing dark on that edge. And then light everywhere else. And what's up with his mittens? Like, that's weird. Maybe they're not mittens. Maybe they're just his hands because he's a bear and it's fur. I don't know. I colored it in cinnamon. All right, here's my light cherry cobbler. So we'll just blend that out. So pretty. Okay, so there we go. All right, I think we pretty much have it. I might do just a little gray on the tires, because why not? And the pedal. I didn't color that super great, but that's okay. And then maybe just a little more blue right there. There we go. That looks good to me. Okay, so again, this is a lot. And we're going to color or fussy cut this out. And oh, I know you're just like, oh my gosh, why isn't there a die for this? I know. But this card is just going to be so off the charts awesome by the time we're done. You're just not even going to know what to do. Okay. Ugh. Now, aren't you glad I die cut all that stuff ahead of time? Oh my gosh. I know, it's getting late. Here, I was thinking I could get done early tonight because I die cut everything like the champ that I am, but didn't happen. But I'm telling you, we made some good cards. We still have another game of bingo to play, and I have a drawing to do. We'll do that in a minute here from Mystery Stamping. So I've got my tickets. Okay, so we're going to just add him pedaling his bike down the road in front of those gorgeous fall leaves. Now, again, you don't have to add him. It's just kind of a whimsical option, and I just think it's so cute to your card. But I just, when I made the card and I added, and I thought, ooh, we could add him, it made me kind of giddy. Not gonna lie. It made me kind of giddy. Okay, so there we go. There he is. Now, of course, we're popping him up on the card. Everything else is pretty much just right on here. But we're just going to pop him up. Ah! Okay. So let's put some dimensionals on here. And I'm actually going to glue him right here because we've got kind of a lot of layers of cardstock. I think we're going to be okay. We'll put one behind his head. I think we're going to be okay down here. We'll just put a little adhesive down on those, oops, on those wheels. Okay. So there we go. Oh my gosh. It's stupid cute, isn't it? Oh, I love it. Okay. Now it's funny. Somebody just said some of those leaves would be cute scattered on the ground. Yeah, I said save those. Okay. So yes, what you can do is actually take and, ooh, that was a little much. But we're going to just put some dots of glue and they're going to be falling down on here. Actually, I should not have put so much down here because I wanted to stamp a sentiment here, but that's okay. I might actually just get rid of that bit of glue. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay. So, and this is another really good way of using your take your pick tool is just plop these leaves down on the ground and in the air, you know, falling down. So how dang cute. I mean, it's too much, really, isn't it? It's just too much. So we've got all these little teeny pieces that you can use for this. And it's just so stinking cute. Okay, so you can kind of, I got a little aggressive in my glue dotting daubs, but you get the idea. So save those little pieces and you can just add them onto your card. I need a little bigger one for this glue. Now, if it sticks out a little bit, don't worry too much because the glue will dry clear. So yeah, oh my gosh, isn't that just too much? And I'm not even a cutesy kind of card person, but I really love this. Okay, so there we go. Now my idea was to stamp a little bit of a sentiment right here. And we can, let's see, I can't remember what my sentiment was going to be. I think... friends like you make life a joy. I kind of missed. Well, I bet I could actually squeeze that in here. So, yeah. I mean, this like literally is almost too much. Okay, I think I can get that stamped on there pretty well. It's just going to fit. Okay. There we go. Seriously. Isn't that, it's too much. So that is our card. Now this one's, I mean, it's heavy. We've got a lot of layers. That cardstock is kind of thick, the watercolor paper. So yeah, now we want to let this dry because like, you know, you've got all our leaves falling. So just let that dry completely. But there we go. Okay, so that means it's time to play another game of bingo. Don't worry, our last card is not that complicated. It's pretty easy. I think you're going to like it. Okay, so I've got my numbers back in my bin. I have a mess on my desk. I think it's time for our last game of bingo. And, or wait, how many have we played? 4. Yeah. Last game of bingo. Oh, let's do our drawing first really quick, because sometimes I forget about that. I don't want to. Okay, so I've got tickets for people who did mystery stamping. Okay, I'm actually going to throw these in here. So we've got Angela Goodman. Wait. Trying to not make a mess here. Okay. Julie O'Neill, Beth Ann Halverson, Debbie Lindauer. Oh, Jesus. Gosh. Debbie Lindauer, Wendy Beebe, Mary Schneck, Tina Riddle, Jill Twig. Oh, Lori Osborne. It's part of a ticket. It's still good. Rose Spivey, Kathy Winnick Pippin, Yvonne Betzel, Julie Braby. Gosh, I'm not doing a very good job of tearing these. Tiffany Navin, Carol Bostick, Cindy Williams, and Dolores Heminger. Okay, so I've got them all in here. I didn't lose anything. All right, our winner is $100 shopping spree. The winner is Tiffany is a double winner tonight, you guys. That happened once before. Way to go, Tiffany. So you actually get $200. And you do get host benefits with that too. So add all that in. Where's my marker so I can write this down? That has happened before. So congratulations, M-I-S-T-E-R-Y. It behooves you to do mystery stamping. Congratulations, Miss Tiffany. And also, way to go for everybody being so positive and upbeat about congratulating the winners and all of that. It makes me so happy when you guys are so supportive of one another. Okay, so bingo numbers are back in the cup. Here we go, ladies. Our final game of bingo and one last card. 13. 17. 19. 6. 24. Somebody asked why it's only some people in the drawing. The reason is those are the people that participated in mystery stamping, which it was in your confirmation email. That happened last night in our Facebook group. So that was just another way to win. Okay, 18. 7. 3. 'Here we go, here we go, here we go. 21. 'Ooh, Linda has Bing. Okay, guys, are you ready? Oh, do we have a winner? Oh my gosh. Who is Dane 0 whatever? Who is that? Do I have a Dane on here? I don't know who that is. So tell me who you are so we can check your numbers. Oh, no, your cat bumped you. Sorry. Well, that stinker of a cat. Okay, are you ready for the next number? All right, 2. It was a premature bingo. This happens sometimes. It's okay. All right. Are you ready? Our next number is, I'm just checking, making sure we're still okay. Ooh, April, do you have Bing with 2 G's or bingo? Let us know. Bing, okay. All right, I've got another number. Here we go. Number 8. Ooh, I'm seeing a bunch of bings. Get so exciting. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. 11. Yeah, Tiffany, if you win this round, they might turn on you. Not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. Oh, so fun. I'm cracking up. I don't see any bingos yet. Okay. Did I call 13? Yeah, that was the first number. The very first number was 13. Allison's like, I got a B. Okay. Oh, Linda. Listen, Linda, honey, we called B or 13. All right, let's take a look. Linda, as she's lovingly referred to as the Creativity Cave, Teetsy, she had 7. Linda, 8. You're good. 13. 18. 21. You are a winner. Anybody else? Just checking. I don't see anybody else. So congratulations, Miss Linda. Linda. Good for you. We'll put you on here as game number 4, Linda. Teetsel. Can't wait to tell Whitney that Teetsy won tonight. She'll be happy for you. Okay, so congratulations, everybody. Who won? Like I said, we've got one more card. It's pretty quick. So it's got a bunch of layers, but they're just pretty layers. So let me show you this. This was a card I received in a swap, and it was probably one of my favorite card swaps, and it's just simple, but just really a good looking card. So you're not going to want to miss this one. I know it's late, especially for you East Coasters, but I promise you this one will be worth the wait. Okay, so we're just going to give our card a fold. We've got a Misty Moonlight card base. And then did somebody else tell me? Kathy M has a bingo. Okay. Oh boy, Kathy, I put the numbers back. 3, 6, 12, 15, 24. I will consolation prize you, Miss Kathy. Or wait, is that who it was? Who was it? Kathy M. Kathy M. McGuire. Consolation prize. Okay, we'll put that in your Dolores. Okay, I'm gonna have to Dolores, I will watch the replay and check just to make sure, because I can't, I put the numbers back, so I can't verify, but I will go back and verify Kathy and Dolores. Okay, if you guys had bingos, then you'll get a consolation prize. Okay, How many people can win bingo each time? So we play 4 games of bingo each time. Okay, so back to our card. I'm going to do, I've got a half a sheet of Misty Moonlight. I've got a 4 by 5¼ inch layer of Misty Moonlight, and you can emboss this with any folder that you would like. Okay. All right. So I did the Tasteful Textile. You can do any folder that you would like. And I'm going to adhere that to my card. And then I'm going to set this aside for a minute. Okay. All right. Next up, I've got a couple layers. I've got a piece of, okay, I'm sorry, I'm seeing all these. Will I show the inspiration card for mystery stamping? Yes, I will. Let me, sorry, we keep going back and forth. Let me finish this card and then I will definitely show that. Okay, so I've got a layer of cinnamon cider, a layer of Mary Merlot, and then a piece of early espresso. And I'm going to take the early espresso and die cut that with my tree die, which I gotta find here. It's just keeps slipping out from under me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is do just kind of this end. I want to get one tree in here and then kind of the bottom of it. Okay. Now, when you do that, you're going to get something like this, and we're going to kind of cut off the edge. So no worries about that. Now, I will go ahead and adhere this one with my silicone mat and my little liquid glue trick. Okay, so we'll turn this over, squirt a little liquid glue out here. And got my sponge. Oh, but before I do this, I'm skipping a whole step. Sorry, that last game bingo has me just a little discombobulated. I'm not going to lie. I want to cut a piece of DSP, and I'm pretty sure I want it to be 3 by 4, but let me just verify that based on my layers here. Yeah, 3 by 4 inches. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I cut this so I could cut just a little bit of that white space off the top. All right. And there it is, like that. Okay. So, ooh, but that is not the right length. Oh, darn it. Well, actually, I could probably fix that with this. No, that looks dumb. I'm going to cut another piece. Sorry, it's 3 by 4¼ My real bad. 3 by 4 1/4. That's much better. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I've got my tree and I've got my glue. I've got my DSP. Let's adhere this baby. Like so. And I want to adhere this just almost to the very bottom of my cardstock, but I want it to hang over just a touch on the DSP edge so that I can trim this so it's nice and clear. Okay. All right. So there we go. Now we'll adhere this to that layer of Mary Merlot, like so. And I love how it's kind of picking up those beautiful colors in this DSP. I'm also going to pop this layer up on top of this layer. Okay. And it's a skinny little layer. So we'll get that on like so. And then we're going to adhere this to our card. And I just love these colors together. I think they're so, so pretty. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay, last but not least, we're going to take a sentiment from our inspired thoughts. And I think there's a couple, I mean, you can choose whatever you want. There's thank you so much, congratulations. I'm actually going to take this sentiment, sheltering you with love, and then on the inside at a time when words fall short. Okay, and then we'll add with heartfelt sympathy. So I kind of like combining these pieces. Now to do that, I'm going to ink up my stamp twice. And I'm going to use a Post-it to mask off. Okay, so let me get rid of this. So I'm going to do that, like I said, with a Post-it. It's really easy. Like that. Okay, and then you got a little 1/2-inch strip in your packet for this. Okay, and I will ink that up with Mary Merlot. But honestly, you could do whatever color you want. Okay, so inking, 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 removing of the Post-it. Cannot stress the importance of that part enough. And I'm just going to stamp it on the very edge of my cardstock. Okay, sheltering you with love. And then I'll just snip this off. Okay, and we'll add this. Like so. There we go. I like it like that. Okay, and then we're going to take some of our pearls and just add a few pearls to this. I want my silver ones, which, oh dear, where did those end up? Because seriously, guys, I have a ginormous mess on my desk. I know that I've done a good job tonight based on the mess of my desk. Okay. I'm pulling out another package of them. Okay. So I'm just going to put a few of these on here to kind of decorate things up a little bit, like so. Okay. I'm going to close that ink pad up, and then I'm going to pull out my Misty Moonlight, and we'll do the Heartfelt Sympathy on the inside of our card. And I just love this set because it's got the inside sentiments and the outside sentiments. I like calling them innies and outies. Okay, and like I said, we'll just put this on the inside. There we go. So let me bring in the cards once again for you. And dear Lord, I have a lot of mess to pick up. It's okay though. Okay, so we did this one. We did this one. And this one. And this one. And finally, where did our first card go? Oh yeah, the first card was our, this was sort of our mishap because I couldn't find my die. This one is to be determined a little bit. It will look kind of like this, but with the watercolored paper. And then this one I'm going to demonstrate on Thursday on my blog. So you'll be able to find that, and it'll be on YouTube. So anyway, if you are getting this packet, you'll get the final version of this. And by the way, if you're watching and you have decided these cards are awesome and you need the packet, please, I've got several left. I would love to have you join us. You can register. Obviously, we're done playing bingo, but the packet is worth every penny and then some. So if you would like to, I would so appreciate your business. The link to register is in the description of this video. Again, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would rock, as well as subscribe to my channel. There should be a little icon right here. That helps me so much with YouTube. And if there's any of the things that you saw tonight that you just love, I would so appreciate your business. There's a link to shop my online store in the description of this video, and probably tomorrow I'll put all the supplies in that I used. Thank you all so much for being a part of our evening. I hope you had a great time, and we will see you right back here next month. Happy stamping, my friends.